The mandolin, a small stringed instrument with a bright, resonant sound, has a rich and fascinating history that spans continents, centuries, and musical genres. It is an instrument that embodies both refinement and folk traditions, connecting intimate family gatherings with grand concert halls, simple melodies with virtuosic compositions. To understand the mandolin is to understand how musical instruments evolve alongside human society. Its story begins long before the instrument as we know it existed, tracing back to ancient lute-like instruments that shaped the development of stringed music across Europe and the Mediterranean. The ancestors of the mandolin can be found in the lutes and plucked string instruments of the Middle Ages, which were small, plucked lutes spread throughout Europe by the 13th and 14th centuries. These instruments were typically played in courts, monasteries, and among traveling minstrels. While the exact lineage of the mandolin is complex and intertwined with multiple regional traditions, it is generally agreed that the instrument evolved from the mandar, itself derived from earlier Arab and North African lutes, introduced to Europe through cultural exchanges during the Crusades and Moorish influence in Spain. The mandor's small size, bright sound, and melodic capacity laid the foundation for what would eventually become the mandolin. By the Renaissance, plucked string instruments were common across Italy, Spain, France, and Germany. Italian luthiers, in particular, played a pivotal role in shaping the mandolin's form and character. Italy became the epicenter of mandolin development by the late 17th and early 18th centuries. This configuration is what modern musicians recognize as the traditional Neapolitan mandolin. The Neapolitan mandolin, with its rounded back and distinctive sound, quickly became popular in southern Italy. The mandolin's rise in popularity was aided by the flourishing musical culture of 18th century Italy. In Naples and Rome, the mandolin was featured in operatic compositions, chamber music, and folk dances. Composers began writing works specifically for the mandolin. The instrument's portability also made it a favorite among traveling musicians, street performers, and amateur players. It was accessible enough for home entertainment, yet sophisticated enough for professional artistry. During the 18th century, the mandolin began to spread beyond Italy. French composers encountered it during travels and cultural exchanges. Germany, Austria, and England also adopted the instrument, with local craftsmen producing variations suited to regional tastes. In Germany, mandolins were often used in folk ensembles, while in France, they contributed to elegant parlor music. As the instrument moved across Europe, it continued to evolve. By the late 18th century, the mandolin had become a symbol of both sophistication and folk charm. The 19th century marked the golden age of the mandolin. In Italy, virtuoso players such as Bartolomeo Bortolazzi, who toured across Europe, elevated the instrument to new artistic heights. Bortolazzi's performances demonstrated the mandolin's potential as a solo instrument capable of virtuosic runs, dynamic expression, and nuanced phrasing. Around the same time, the mandolin orchestra movement began to take shape, particularly in Italy and Germany. These ensembles featured mandolins alongside guitars, lutes, and other plucked instruments, performing symphonic arrangements and popular music. The mandolin orchestra became a model for formalizing the instrument in both educational and performance settings, further cementing its status in European musical culture. As European populations migrated across the Atlantic in the 19th and early 20th centuries, the mandolin traveled with them to the Americas. For example, brought their mandolins to cities such as New York, Chicago, and San Francisco, forming mandolin clubs and orchestras. These groups performed classical repertoire, popular songs, and folk music, introducing the instrument to a wider American audience, promoting technical excellence, ensemble playing, and the composition of new works. By the early 20th century, the mandolin was featured in concert halls, theaters, and even vaudeville performances, demonstrating its versatility and broad appeal. In the United States, the mandolin underwent further evolution, giving rise to American variants such as the flat-backed mandolin. The flat-backed mandolin featured a more robust body suitable for projection and resonance in larger performance spaces. This design became popular in folk, country, and bluegrass music. Iconic musicians such as Bill Monroe, often called the father of bluegrass, elevated the mandolin's role in American music, integrating it into bands and ensembles where it played lead melodies, harmonic support, and rhythmic patterns. Monroe's style, characterized by rapid tremolo picking, syncopation, and expressive slides, showcased the mandolin's adaptability and expressive range. Across Europe, composers continued to explore the mandolin in classical contexts. In Italy, composers such as Giuseppe Bellenghi and Raffaele Calace wrote virtuoso solo works, concertos, and pedagogical methods, solidifying the instrument's technical foundation. Bellenghi, renowned for his compositions and performances, Raffaele Calace, a luthier and composer, further refined both the instrument and its repertoire, leaving a lasting impact on mandolin craftsmanship and pedagogy. Their works remain central to mandolin study today. The mandolin also found a home in popular music, jazz, and international genres during the 20th century. In Europe, especially in France, it became associated with romantic salon music and light orchestral arrangements. In South America, Italian immigrants influenced the use of mandolins in tango, coro, and folk ensembles, blending European and Latin musical traditions. In North America, besides bluegrass, the mandolin became integral to jazz experimentation, folk revival movements, and country music. Musicians such as Tiny Moore, David Grisman, and Chris Thile have demonstrated the instrument's versatility, incorporating it into jazz, progressive bluegrass, and contemporary classical music. Technological innovations also impacted the mandolin's design and sound. Luthiers experimented with materials, string configurations, and body shapes to improve volume, tone, and projection. Electric mandolins were developed in the mid-20th century, allowing players to integrate the instrument into amplified ensembles, rock, and fusion genres. Modern manufacturing techniques have created instruments suitable for professional performance, student learning, and global distribution. Despite these changes, the mandolin has maintained its characteristic bright, ringing tone, making it instantly recognizable across musical styles. Culturally, the mandolin has maintained significance in diverse communities worldwide. In Italy, it remains a symbol of national heritage. In the United States, it represents the roots of Appalachian and bluegrass music. In countries across Europe, Asia, and South America, the mandolin has been adopted into local musical practices, influencing ensembles, orchestras, and popular music. Its adaptability has allowed it to resonate with audiences across social and cultural boundaries. The mandolin's enduring appeal lies in its combination of expressiveness, portability, and technical potential. Its bright, resonant voice can carry melody in a solo performance, provide harmonic accompaniment in an ensemble, or drive rhythmic energy in folk dances. Virtuosos and casual players alike are drawn to its tactile responsiveness and melodic clarity. From delicate tremolos to rapid arpeggios, the mandolin offers a vast expressive palette that continues to inspire musicians and composers. In education, the mandolin has a well-established place. Conservatories and music schools in Europe, the United States, and Asia teach mandolin performance, technique, and history. Pedagogical methods, many originating from Italian masters, competitions, festivals, and ensembles foster community and encourage technical and artistic growth. Through formal education and informal practice, the mandolin continues to cultivate both professional musicians and passionate amateurs. The story of the mandolin is not merely one of musical development. It is a story of cultural exchange, innovation, and human creativity. From ancient lutes in Europe to the pear-shaped Neapolitan mandolins, From American bluegrass stages to South American folk ensembles, the instrument has adapted. Its history reflects the migration of peoples, the fusion of musical traditions, and the ongoing pursuit of artistic expression. Every note played on a mandolin carries echoes of centuries of craftsmanship, performance, and cultural significance, connecting the past to the present. Today, the mandolin continues to captivate audiences worldwide. Modern musicians push its boundaries in classical, jazz, folk, and contemporary music, blending traditional techniques with innovative approaches. Digital platforms, recordings, and global festivals have expanded the instrument's reach, allowing new audiences to discover its unique charm. The mandolin's history is living, ongoing, and constantly evolving, demonstrating the resilience and universality of music itself. Its bright, shimmering tone resonates with human emotion, bridging gaps between cultures, generations, and genres, and proving that even small instruments can leave a profound mark on the world of music. The journey of the mandolin, from medieval lutes to concert halls and festival stages around the world, showcases the intersection of tradition and innovation, simplicity and virtuosity, local roots and global influence. Its enduring presence across centuries underscores the power of music to transcend borders and connect people through sound. The mandolin's history is more than a chronology of instruments and players. It is a testament to the human desire to create, communicate, and celebrate life through melody and harmony. With each plucked string, the mandolin continues to tell its story, a story that began centuries ago and continues to unfold today, vibrant, resonant, and unforgettable.